Hey guys, Stephen Bogren here from Pro Physique. Today what I want to talk about is exercise as stress management. So hey everybody, hope you're having a great Monday. Monday. It's fucking Monday, man. And I sure do have a case of Mondays today. Whew, man. Just got some stuff on my mind and I'm like, fuck this noise. Stressed out. But, thankfully for me, I can still go to the gym. And I think that's a great thing to talk about today, right? So, entire point is I'm fucking gonna talk about using the gym as stress management, okay? So, it makes sense, right? When we go to the gym, when we exercise, our brain releases endorphins, and we're like, ooh, this feels nice, this is good, I like it, you know, making me happy, and not quite so mad, you know, things like that. And so it can create a really good feeling for us, right? Same thing like going outside, doing cardio, green exercise, right? We go out, we get to see nature, we get to smell the fresh air, you know. It can help. It can definitely help with stress. And we know that these things are good for stress relief, right? Same thing with like yoga and meditation and all these other things. And so it's really important that we're doing the right things to manage our stress. Because, you know, as some will tell you, stress, the silent killer. Could you hear me sneaking? No, you couldn't. Just like stress, okay? And so it's not necessarily the big things that are, you know, the silent killer of stress. Because when we have the big shit happen, we tend to know, we know, oh fuck, I need to deal with it. Like I have to get this handled, right? It's the everyday stressors, the everyday negative stressors that are, you know, continually building up, right? And so yeah, they absolutely can do some things with blood pressure, you know, atherosclerosis, strokes, those kind of things. And so we know that stress can create issues there, right? Because higher blood pressure, more pressure on the walls of the arteries, right? And this is systemic over time, right? It's not just I go work out, yes, your blood pressure gets higher. That's not the same, okay? We're talking about just sitting around the house with higher blood pressure, that kind of stuff, right? Fat deposits can get in there, blah, 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 plaque buildup, stuff. Bad things, right? So we definitely want to make sure that we're dealing with those long-term, everyday stressors as best as possible. So some of that might mean, you know, figuring out ways to improve your life situation, right? There's definitely been times in my life where I've had everyday stressors. And I was like, oh, fuck, I don't know how to manage this. Oh, I hate my fucking job. Went out and got a new job, right? I fucking hate where I am in life. Started college, you know? Broke up with somebody, you know? Oh, fuck, this person just makes me such a terrible person all the time. They make me feel worse than better. Those kind of things, right? So there's definitely some easy things that we can, well, easy, right? It's never easy, but there's definitely some easy things we can do to manage that. But one of the other things that we can do is make sure that we're utilizing exercise properly, okay? So being able to go to the gym after a long, tough day can help to release some of those endorphins, right? Also, it's going to do really good things physiologically for the body in terms of energy expenditure, utilizing carbohydrates if we've been eating carbs all day, those kind of things, insulin sensitivity, just in general. It can do a lot of really, really good things for us. And so we want to make sure that we keep that at the forefront of our mind and that it can be a great thing, okay? We can definitely have a bad day, go to the gym, and then be able to kind of deal with it, right? There's nothing wrong with that. And in fact, sometimes that's what we probably need to do. We need to have healthy coping mechanisms for things that are going wrong in our lives, right? Whew. That in and of itself can be a very difficult, very complex idea. It's going to look a little bit different for everybody, right? And the coping mechanisms that might have helped us at one point in time might be the very things that are holding us back at this point in time, right? It's ever changing, the world is complex, I'm sorry, adulting sucks, whatever, bro. Trust me, it also has really cool parts too, though. Yeah, I know. Anyways, so we want to make sure that even though we can use this as a really positive thing, that we can use this as a really good tool to help make our lives better, that we don't allow it to become something that can become negative, right? To where it's not now holding us back. And so what I see this in a lot of is, honestly, competitors. And I think it's because like the whole idea of balance kind of gets thrown out the window with competition. And it can be one of those things where it's like, hey, I'm just gonna go hard, go hard, go hard. Overtraining, over cardio, staying too lean too long in an off season, those kind of things. And so we wanna make sure that whereas, yes, exercise as a stress management tool is a wonderful, wonderful thing, we wanna make sure that we aren't allowing it to turn into something that we would call exercise addiction. You shouldn't have to feel guilty for missing the gym if there's an important life event that comes up. Or if, we're super sore and we feel like we're not gonna do any good by going back into the gym and hitting something again, right? We shouldn't feel like exercise needs to be something that we use to, like, oh, I have to hurt myself, I have to train hard, no pain, no gain. Like, those aren't things that we should feel. We have to be able to understand that and with all things, just like homeostasis, there's a range, right? And so there's a range of, balancy-ish area where it's okay and maybe it's a little bit borderline, but it still works for us. And then there's a point where it's definitely hurting us more than it's helping us. And so that's what we want to be really aware of in terms of utilizing exercise as a stress management tool. Yes, it can be a diversionary tactic. Yes, it can be a way to help, release endorphins and to feel better. But if we're not actually still addressing the issues in our lives that are creating that stress, that might be the real underlying thing that we need to start thinking about. So it can be very easy, very, very easy for exercise to turn into addiction, right? And it's just one of those things that's gonna look a little bit different for everybody. Just because you exercise or do something active every day doesn't mean that you have exercise addiction, right? It doesn't mean that that's a thing. It doesn't mean that you're being unhealthy, right? Just because maybe genetically some people maintain a little bit leaner, it doesn't mean that you're unhealthy. But you have to look at it in the overall aspect of your life, understand that there are definitely certain things that are going to be more important and less important at different times in your life, and then understand like, hey, maybe this is a good thing, maybe I could use more of it. And then for others of us, hey, maybe this is a little bit too much, maybe I'm doing too much here, and I'm actually taking away from my quality of life in other areas, right? Because at the end of the day, if we don't manage that day-to-day stress well, and we're not addressing it properly, it absolutely can come back and negatively impact our quality of life and our length of life as well. So that's it. That's it for me. Short one today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the talk. We'll talk to you again never soon.